Welcome to Bryer's Music Showcase. I am Bryer and welcome back to another video. So this is something a little different than what I normally do. As you can see, I have a big box with me, and sadly Santa did not give me this year. But to give you some backstory, so the people at VEVOR, or VEVOR, hopefully I said that right, they actually reached out to me and they offered me to review one of their products. And I agreed to it. And so what's in here, and I have it on the screen over there, but it's called the VEVOR Ultrasonic Cleaner, and it's basically a record player cleaner basically. And apparently this can clean up to 8 records at once, and I think it also does both 7-inch and 12-inch as well. So definitely interested to check this out, because I have it right here. For a long time I've used this little cleaning kits that I bought pretty much at the same time I got my record player, and it served well. It comes with a big brush, and even has little things here and there, and comes with its own solution. But I think the time is right to try and see if we can upgrade and try out different things. And I should probably also preference, I am not an expert when it comes to cleaning records. I am very much still a novice at this hobby, but we'll figure it out together. So if you're interested, I'm going to review this and we'll see my final impressions. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so let's just get this open here. So we have the box cutter. Let's just see how this goes. Let's just cut through the top here, then there, and then through the center. Right off the bat, you have, oh, you heard that? You have these. Pretty much well packaged, I'd say, so I think we can just lift it all out. And it also has this as well. I believe this is the thing that you actually attach the records to. I think that's it. Yep, that's about it. Just move this out of the way. Now we're just left with the machine itself. So it's all covered up in plastic here. You can probably take this off if you want. I guess we'll leave it here for now. So inside you actually have a lot of the things you'll need. Of course, it has the cord to it, which you'll need to plug it in. And here is the draining tube. So of course you do have to fill this in with a solution. So you use this to drain it out. And I believe, yeah, so this end here, hopefully you see, that's the draining ports. So there's that. And what's interesting is that it also comes with this thing. So hopefully you see that. Basically, you can also use this in case if you want to clean your jewelry. Granted, for something this big, I don't know if you need this small, but honestly, I'm not going to use this personally, but you never know. So it's kind of cool they give you this, and so you have the option. So here's a little box. I'm not sure what's in this thing. Okay, I think it's just an AC adapter. So it has that. And it has all the extra bolts and stuff like that. So I guess there are some assembly you do have to do here, but it shouldn't be that tricky, hopefully. So then anyway, it comes with this bin, which again is meant to help mount the records. Then you have these. We have the spacers. Okay, very cool, they have those. So how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9, meant for spacing out each record. Okay, and then here's the actual on button, I guess, or I'm assuming it's on, because this is what actually makes the records rotate as they clean. Let me just take this out while I'm at it. So this is what it looks like. Not sure how this is supposed to stand. we'll put it like that. And then of course you have the manual right here. So I'll definitely need that. Oh, now I figured out what this is. It just hit me just now. This is the drying rack. So once the records are done, you can put these on here and they'll dry for you. And kind of dry. It's more like air dry. It's not like an automatic dryer, but very simple, but should be effective. And here you have like a picture diagram on how to actually put this all together, or how to use it, I should say. And I think that's it. Just take this out of the bag. And, you know, let's might as well remove this thing too. We don't need this anymore. Alright, I'm just going to remove this as well. Alright, so this is pretty much everything you get here. So I already showed the emptying ports, or whatever you want to call it, the draining area. So, and then you have the controls up here. You can control the temperature, and it even has a little timer there for you. So that's pretty cool. So now what we'll do, I'm just going to take a moment here, see if I can figure out how to put this together. So again, it has a manual, so hopefully it's clear enough. And yeah, I'll check back once I am done here.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, so after some time, I think I have it all put together here, and overall wasn't too bad putting it together. I will say, even though these directions are not that complicated looking, I will say there were moments where I was kind of unsure what I was actually doing, but once it does click, then it goes in pretty easily. And I will say it does require a screwdriver to put one piece in, but not too bad though. It's just a simple Phillips head. Pretty sure everybody has one. And I also took the opportunity to put together the drying rack right here. I will say, I think comparing the process of putting this together and this together, I would say this is probably harder, because of course you have to, you know, place each, I don't know what you call these, but you definitely have to measure as best you can to the dimensions of a vinyl record. And took some time, but luckily I just used my bogus copy of Foxtrot, you know, the ones with two side ones. I just used that to help me figure out how wide I should make each, you know, section. So, but overall I think I have it pretty well. Let me just quickly demonstrate just what it looks like if there is a record in it. Again, this is a bogus copy, so I really don't care if I mess it up or not, but let's just say put it right here, and voila, simple as that. So now we're going to go ahead, we're going to get into the actual process of how this actually works. But yeah, let's just go ahead. Let's just cut, and let's cut to a different angle. Okay, so we have moved, and now we're at this end of the table, and I plugged it in. So we're going to see if this actually turns on. So we're going to find out in 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, there you go. Turned on. And yeah, you can see the lights are on. So I think we're about ready to go. So let's quickly go over the actual process on what to actually do. And I have looked up stuff online on how to do it. So again, I'm not saying I'm an expert, and of course if you have any other tips, please feel free to leave some in the comments below. But what you're going to need is distilled water, and it has to be distilled. Not even purified water is going to cut it, because you want to make sure there is no additives whatsoever. So there's that. This is 1 gallon, by the way. But this is not the only thing you need. You need some kind of record cleaning solution, which I have right here. This is from Groove Washer, and it's just an ultrasonic record wash concentrate. And what's great about this is that it comes in a bottle here, and even has a little, I guess what you call a drop, like a drop thing. That's going to be pretty handy, because for every gallon of water you need 10 drops of this. So guess we'll just jump right into it. Yeah, let's just do it now, and then after this I'll show you the records I'm going to be washing. Alright, so that's about 10 drops here and there. So now we're just going to close this up, and we're going to kind of gently mix this. Just kind of swirl around in there. Just make sure it's evenly distributed, I should say. It says do this for 5 seconds, so I think that's about that will do. So now we're just going to open this back up. Oh, there goes the cap. And now we're just going to pour it in. Just make sure that's closed, and that means it is closed. If it's this way, it's open. So make sure it's closed before you pour. All right, nice and gently. I can actually smell the solution. Oh, careful, no splashing. Oh god. Oh fuck. Good thing. That's why you always gotta make sure your face is not too close to it. Luckily, none of it got in my mouth. Alright. So it's not quite there yet. So that's why you always got to make sure you have another bottle. So it should be fine. We're just gonna, it doesn't need too much. I think we'll still be okay. Just gonna pour a little bit more in there, up to the line. Just gonna move that around. I think we'll stop it there. We'll add more if we need. So before we actually put stuff in there, let's quickly showcase what records I'll be cleaning. So it's actually kind of cool that this came when it did, because not that long ago, I actually did go to the record store not that long ago. And I picked up 4 records that we're going to clean today. So the first one, I got Queen, The Works, 1984. Again, it's a very good album. One of my favorites of their 80s period. I also picked up a copy of Foreigner 4, of course their 4th album. Another great rock album from them. I even picked up Paul McCartney and Wings, Band on the Run. And I also picked up Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. So this is a double EP. Yeah, double LP. I don't get that confused. So we're going to clean this as well. And I also decided to try out another record. This is one I've already had, but I wanted to give this a good cleaning because I did notice some problems when I played it. And that is Styx, Pieces of 8. So in total, we have 2, 3, 4, about 6. Yeah, 6 records in total we're going to clean. I'm not going to do the full 8. I just want to give this a go. So yeah, let's just hook this up. So now to do so, we're just going to remove this bit. Just make sure you don't drop this in the water, because you're going to need it later. You know, I probably should have done this before I put the water in, but lesson learned there. Okay, so let's just go ahead. Let's start putting these in. So we'll start with Pieces of 8 first. So we're going to gently lower it in, and we're going to make sure the label doesn't get caught. And I think we've just cleared it. There we go. Okay, that's one in. Okay, let's get the rest in. Yes, we'll go with Elton John next. Before you do, put another spacer in between. Okay, gently lower that one in. Okay, and another spacer there. And then let's get the second disc, which is in the other panel. Alright, so that's in there. Now we go for Paul McCartney. You want to make sure when you put it in, make sure you don't go too hard, or else you might rub the vinyl against the thing, which you don't want, which kind of defeats the purpose of cleaning it. Okay, we're almost there. Just got 2 more to go. And 1 more. Okay, and then we have 1 more to go, and that is Queen. There it is. And now we'll put 1 more spacer right there. And then we're going to bring this back, and now we're going to screw it back into place. Just going to rotate it. Just make sure it's not going to hit anything. All right, cool. All right, so yeah, that's it. So we're just going to turn it on in a sec, but first, of course, we need to set these things. So here we have, again, we have a timer. We're going to go for like 30 minutes. I think you can go up to an hour on this thing, but for now, let's just make it simple. Let's go for 30. And then for temperature, obviously, it does matter because you don't want it too hot. So, oh my God, that's loud as heck. But let's go down to 30. But in any case, let's see if this actually thing can spin. Oh wow, look at that. And you can see it is rotating like so. So it's not too bad actually. I thought it would be a lot louder, honestly. But let's just give it a go. I'm just going to hit start and it's going to go for 30 minutes. So see you in 30 minutes. Okay, now it's louder.
Later.
Oh, all right, we're done. Oh no, turn that off. No. Okay, that's off. And then, all right, so that was about 30 minutes or so. And yeah, I think we are good. So now it's time to take these out and we'll put them on the drying rack. And I did put a towel underneath, so therefore hopefully won't get the table too wet. So we're going to carefully, yep, we can definitely feel warmth. By the way, does the room definitely, you can definitely smell the fluid, the cleaning solution. So if you're going to do this, make sure you're in a well vented room. But it does feel warm, like the temperature thing does actually work. So that's a good sign. So again, I'm going to carefully remove this without hopefully dropping this in the water. That's going to be my number 1 fear, but it should be okay. There we go. So that's out. And now we're going to carefully remove the first one. And now we'll take the Queen album. Let's just slide it out. Lift it. Just going to gently shake off some of the excess. And we'll place it right on the rack. There we go. Okay, so now we'll do the same thing. Next up is Foreigner. There we go. Okay, next is Paul McCartney. And I'm looking down into the water, and I do see the dust kind of collecting near the bottom. So I think that's a good sign. Okay, next up is Elton John. Put it right there. I could probably space them out even more, honestly, but again, we'll be fine. Okay, then here's disc 1, again Elton John. And finally we have Sticks, Pieces of 8, right about there. All right. So there you go. All the records are on the rack here. And what I'm going to do now is, for one thing, I am going to move this and probably put it in somewhere else because I do need to move this table because I do need to move around in here. But I'm just going to move these to a safe location because I have 6 cats. So I got to put it in a place where I know they're not going to get to them. And then hopefully they'll dry. And I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but we'll give it as much time as we need. So maybe give it a few hours, maybe a night, maybe we'll continue this tomorrow maybe, and then I'll give you my final verdict. So until then, like I said, I'll move this, and then I'm gonna empty this out and maybe clean it, and then yeah, I'll check back to you when I'm ready. See you then.
Day 2.
So after leaving them to dry overnight, I went ahead and I played them. So here are my results. I'm going to play you a little before and after. Keep in mind, I am not an expert, nor do I have the equipment to properly record a record player. So I just basically used my regular plug-in mic. So I'm not sure if you're going to hear a huge difference, but hopefully you get a little bit. So let's just go ahead and do it right now.
All we hear is Radio Gaga, Radio Goo, Radio Gaga. All we hear is Radio Gaga, Radio Goo, Radio Gaga. Band on the run, band on the run, and a jailer and sailors hand on the run, hand on the run, and a jailer and sailors up against our rock. Don't you know it's so hard to come? Up against our rock. Don't you know it's so hard to come? You lived your life like a candle in the wind, never knowing who to cling to when the rain set in. You lived your life like a candle in the wind, never knowing who to cling to when the rain set in.
So of course, again, you probably couldn't hear too much of a difference because of the mic I was using, but let me be clear, and I'm being sincere here. Honestly, it actually worked much better than I thought, really, seriously. Because again, first time, during the before, there was definitely quite a bit of surface noise on a lot of them, a couple pops here and there, but again, after using this cleaner, it actually pretty much got rid of or reduced it significantly. So I gotta say, I'm impressed with this so far. And the record that really surprised me was this one right here, and that was the Pieces of 8 record. So I really wish I got before and after, but one of my favorite Styx songs is Queen of Spades. And I got this for like $4 at a record store. And when I played it, I did notice there's definitely some little cosmetic issues with the vinyl itself. I have a little video kind of showing, because especially on side 2, there's significant discoloration where some parts are more blacker than others. I have no idea what happened there. But when I played Queen of Spades, it would constantly skip, especially when it gets to the more hard rock section. But after using this thing, I don't know how, but it actually fixed it. So now it plays fine now. So I am pretty happy about that. Now, I'm not saying this is a miracle worker. I wouldn't say it's gonna fix every vinyl problem. Like if there's a giant scratch or just a very big dent in it or something, it's probably not gonna fix that. But for small things like this, it actually works. So other than that, yeah. Here are my overall pros and cons on this machine. Okay, so I don't have too many cons really, but really the only cons I have are just kind of nitpicky. So the first thing, of course, the manual. I had a little problem with it because I think it's a bit too oversimplified to the point where I was kind of lost on, okay, wait, what are we doing again? Because it's just pictures. It's not too many pictures either. It just kind of gives you a very general idea on what to do. So maybe more detailed manual would have been fine. And the next one I have, again, it's not too bad, but I made a comment earlier, but it is a bit noisy. And if you, I'm granted most of my audience are adults, but if you have kids, like very young kids, just be careful where you put this in and use it, because it will wake people up. Thankfully, my room's pretty, I guess, insulated, so not much noise gets out, but there's that. And the last thing I have is not so much of a, again, it's a very small nitpick, and honestly, it's not really the machine's fault. It's because of me, because I did make a comment also that it does smell. It does smell, especially with the solution inside the machine, and as it heats up, it kind of emanates a bit more. So if you're going to use this thing, either do it in a bigger room, or just have a window open. But luckily, it smells fine now. But other than that, yeah, those are really the cons, really. But onto the pros, and these are pretty big pros. And first thing is first, like, it actually does what it's supposed to do. It actually cleans them, and it got rid of a lot of the dust, and it actually really did improve the overall audio quality of the records, which is what it was meant to do. And again, for the price of this thing, again, I'll showcase the price right now. It's actually pretty affordable. I think for what you get, it's quite a lot for that amount of money. I mean, you get the machine with all the mechanics in here. You get all these, you got the spacers, you got this thing. It even comes with a drying rack, which I forgot to bring over here, but it comes with that as well. So it's quite a lot here. So you definitely get your money's worth for this thing. And also another big thing is that once you do put it together, it's actually very easy to use. Again, it's just plug it in. Make sure you plug in both this and this thing, and just kind of set your temperatures and the time you want, and just hit go, and you just kind of sit back and watch. So yeah. So now overall, like I said, if you're kind of in the market of getting a record cleaner, I would consider this. I'm pretty happy about this. So, but of course, let me just say one more thing. I will say, of course, I wouldn't say I'm going to get rid of my first ever type of cleaner, because even though this is pretty simple, I think this is still good for like small projects. Like if it's not that dirty, then maybe I'll use this still. But it's good to have other options there, and this is kind of like for like slightly more heavier duty stuff than this. So again, just wanted to point that out. And the last thing I'll say is that, of course, the holiday season is over, but if you're somebody who is interested on getting into vinyl collecting in 2025, then again, I would consider getting this. I think you definitely be happy with this. So to the people of VEVOR, or VEVOR, again, sorry if I mispronounced the name, but I really do appreciate you sending me this. Definitely had a lot of fun using this and putting it together, honestly, even though it could have been more simple, but that's just me. That's a me thing, really. But thank you very much. And of course, in the description below, there's going to be a link to where you can get this product. And there's even a promo code. So if you just use the promo code, you'll get 5% off your order. So again, if you're interested, check it out. But hopefully, to the people watching this, hopefully you enjoyed this review here. Again, a little slightly different than what I normally do. But if you enjoyed this, please give this a like, subscribe if you are new, and until then, I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and goodbye for now.